Screen is visible, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are going to begin with the module 4, right? It is on magnetic forces. In this module, you'll be studying about the force and torque exerted by the magnetic field on other charges. How much is the force and the torque exerted by the magnetic field on other charges? And the topics which will be covered under this module will be the force exerted on moving point charge, what is the force on the differential current element, force between differential current elements, right? Then magnetic dipole moment and magnetic torque. All these topics will be covered in the first half of this module. Let us begin with the force exerted on moving point charge. Force exerted on the moving point charge. Using the Coulomb's law, we know that we can express the equation for the force in terms of the electric field intensity. That is, the force Fe exerted on the electric charge can be obtained using the Coulomb's law. And the force is related to the electric field intensity E as given by this equation. Fe is equal to Q into E. Fe is equal to Q into E. This is the equation for the electric force. So this Fe is called as the electric force. It is nothing but the product of the charge and the electric field intensity. That is Q into E, newtons. Because it's a force, its unit is Newton. For a positive charge and in electrostatics, the direction of the force is along the direction of the electric field intensity. In electrostatics, for a positive charge, the force exerted on the positive charge is along the direction of the electric field intensity E bar. This force is also called as electric force. This force Fe is also called as electric force. Now let us come to the electromagnetics. Electromagnetics. A magnetic force Fm bar exerted on a charge Q. Magnetic force Fm bar exerted on a charge Q, which is moving with the velocity V under the influence of the steady magnetic field B bar, is given by the equation Fm is equal to Q into V into B bar. Right? A magnetic force Fm exerted on the charge Q, which is moving with the velocity V bar in a steady magnetic field B bar, is given by the equation Fm bar is equal to QV bar into B bar newtons. This is the equation for the magnetic force in electromagnetics. Okay, take it as equation 2. Further, the magnitude of the force Fm, if we look into this equation, second equation, the magnetic force Fm is directly proportional to the charge Q. It is directly proportional to the velocity V. It is also directly proportional to the magnetic flux density B bar. Is it not? The magnetic force Fm is directly proportional to the charge, to the velocity, and to the magnetic flux density B bar, and also to the sign of angle between V bar and B bar. Is also proportional directly to the sign of the angle between the velocity V bar and the magnetic flux density B bar. Okay. Now, if we look into this equation 1, then we'll come to know that the electric force that is in electrostatics, it is not dependent on the velocity, or it is not proportional to the velocity V of the charge. It is independent of the velocity of the charge. From equation 1, it is clear that the electric force Fe is independent of the velocity of the moving charge. The electric force exerted on the moving charge by the electric field is independent also of the direction in which the charge is moving. It is independent of the velocity and is also independent of the direction in which the charge is moving. It is independent of both. Okay, it is independent of the velocity and also the direction in which the charge is moving. Okay, the electric force exerted on the moving charge by electric field is also independent on the direction in which the charge is moving. Here, the electric force performs some work on the charge. Electric force is applied, the charge will move, it gets displaced, right? Because of the electric force, electric field, right? And hence we say that electric force does some work. Electric force does some work. Magnetic force Fm, let us consider the equation number 2. In this equation, the magnetic force Fm, it is dependent on the velocity V bar of the charge. It is dependent on the velocity V bar of the charge, that is the magnetic force Fm. Magnetic force Fm is dependent on the velocity of the moving charge. But Fm cannot perform the work here. The Fm, as it cannot perform the work, the reason is the Fm, the magnetic force, is perpendicular to the direction of the, there is a right angle to the direction of the motion of the charge. The magnetic force Fm is at 90° to the direction of motion of the charge, and hence the angle, that is cosine of angle between Fm and the motion of the charge, that is cos 90, and cos 90 is 0, and hence the work done is 0, or it cannot perform any work. The magnetic force cannot perform any work, whereas in the electrostatics, the force Fe can perform certain work. It's a difference comparison between comparatively between the electrostatics and in electromagnetics. I'm just comparing one to one, right? What is the point? What are the various points under electrostatics and what are the various points under electromagnetics? Next, we will see what is meant by Lorentz force equation. Lorentz force equation. Okay. When there is a certain charge, and let us say there are more than two forces, then what is the net force? It is the sum or the resultant of all the forces, is it not? The net or resultant effect of two or more forces is the sum of the effects of all the forces. This concept we have studied when we are studying the Coulomb's equation. Okay, the net or resultant effect of two or more forces is the sum of the effects of all the forces. If a particle having the charge q is moving with the velocity v, and this particle with charge q with the velocity v, let us say on this there is applying of both electric and magnetic field. Both electric and magnetic field are present in the region where the charge q is moving with the velocity v. Then the total force on the charge, q is the sum of the charge force Fe and Fm. What I mean to say here is the total force or the resultant force on the moving charge q, it is the sum of the electric force Fe and the magnetic force Fm, because the charge is under the influence of both electric field and magnetic field. If a particular charge q moving with the velocity v is present in a region where both electric and magnetic fields are present, and the particle in motion experiences forces Fe and Fm due to the electric and magnetic fields respectively, and the resultant force experienced by charged particle in motion is given by the sum of these two forces. It is F is equal to Fe plus Fm. Fe is Q into E. We have just now seen that Fe is Q into E. Fm is QVB. So it is QE plus QVB will be the total force exerted on the moving charge Q. Okay. That is F is equal to Fe plus Fm. This will be Q into E plus QVB. Take Q common, it will be E plus V into B newtons. This equation is called as the Lorentz force equation. Lorentz force equation gives the total force acting on a charge Q which is moving with the velocity V. Okay, the total force is the summation or the sum of the two forces, electric force Fe and the magnetic force Fm, as a charge is present under both the electric and magnetic fields in the region. Okay, I hope everyone are following here. Any doubts up till now? Any doubts up till now? Any questions? Everyone, are you following here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. There are two important points that can be expressed for the Lorentz force equation. The first point is the term QE does not depend upon the velocity. There is no V term here in the QE, right? It is independent of the velocity. That is, Fe is independent of the velocity. Then QVB, the second term, that is for the magnetic force, it depends on the velocity V. These are the 2 points that we can write about the Lorentz force equation. One is QE is independent of the velocity and QVB is dependent on the velocity V. The first term QE does not depend on V and Fe is in the same direction as E bar. The second term QVB depends on the velocity V. Let us solve two examples here, students, on the that is force, electric force, magnetic force, and the combined effect of electric force and the magnetic force. Note down the example. The first example: a point charge of Q is equal to minus 1.2 coulomb. I'll just dictate it. A point charge of Q is equal to minus 1.2 coulomb has velocity V bar is equal to, note down, a point charge of Q is equal to minus 1.2 coulomb. Q is equal to minus 1.2 coulomb has velocity V bar is equal to, as velocity V bar is equal to phi ax bar plus 2ay bar, as velocity V bar is equal to phi ax bar plus 2ay bar minus 3az bar meter per second. Find the magnitude of the force exerted. Find the magnitude of the force exerted on the charge if first one, a E bar is equal to minus 18ax bar plus 5ay bar minus 10az bar volt per meter. Second one, B magnetic flux density B bar is equal to minus 4ax bar plus 4ay bar plus 3az bar Tesla. Third one, C, both are present simultaneously. Did you all note down the question, students? I hope everyone noted down the question. Shall we start solving? Shall we start solving the numerical?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Read the question. A point charge of Q is equal to minus 1.2 coulomb.
Yes, sir.
They have given the magnitude of the charge, that is Q is equal to minus 1.2 coulomb, and its velocity is given. Velocity vector V bar is equal to 5ax bar plus 2ay bar minus 3az bar. They have asked to find the magnitude of the force exerted on the charge. How much of the force magnitude on the charge if E bar, that is electric field intensity, is given. And second one, if magnetic flux density is given, what is the force? If both E bar and B bar both are there, then what is the total force? Okay. The first part of the solution: the electric force exerted by E bar on charge Q. The electric force exerted by E bar on charge Q is given by the equation F is equal to Q into E. That is the electric force, Fe, or the force due to electrostatics. Fe is Q into E bar. Q is minus 1.2 coulomb, write it, into E bar. E bar is minus 18ax bar plus 5ay bar minus 10az bar. This will come out to multiply this and tell me how much you are getting. So this will be 21.6 ax bar minus 6 ay bar plus 12 az bar Newton. Find out this equation. Fe is equal to Q into E bar. First write the value of Q, that is minus 1.2, multiply it with the vector minus 18ax bar plus 5ay bar minus 10az bar. You are getting the answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we have to find the magnitude of the electric force. This is the vector. If we want the magnitude, then take the square root of sum of the squares of the coefficients of x, y, and z. That is, Fe magnitude is square root of 21.6 square plus minus 6 square plus 12 square. Calculate how much you are getting. This one, square root of 21.6 square plus minus 6 square plus 12 square. Tell me the answer. How much you are getting? Answer is 25.4275 newtons. Are you getting this answer? 25.4275 Newton.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So this is the magnitude of electric force, Fe, first part of the problem. Then moving on to second part of the problem, the magnetic force exerted by B bar on charge Q. That is B bar on charge Q. It is given by Fm bar. That is a magnetic force. Fm bar is equal to Q V bar into B bar. Q V bar into B bar. Q is minus 1.2 into V bar, that is velocity vector, 5ax bar plus 2ay bar minus 3az bar into B bar. B bar is given minus 4ax bar plus 4ay bar plus 3az bar. First, what you are supposed to do is multiply this minus 1.2 scalar with the vector. Okay, so multiplication of scalar with the vector is the vector itself. Remember, if you multiply the scalar with the vector, you will get a vector quantity only. So take minus 1.2 inside, you will get minus 1.2 into 5, that is minus 6 ax bar, and minus 1.2 into 2, minus 2.5 ay bar, minus 1.2 into minus 3, that will be plus 3.6 az bar. Okay, so this is, you are as good as multiplying 12 into 5, 60, so 1 decimal point minus 6, 12 into 2, 24, 1 decimal point 2.4, 12 into 3, 36, 1 decimal point 3.6. Okay, this into this term, that is minus 4ax bar plus 4ay bar plus 3az bar. Next, when you bring this into a vector form, cross product, you can write the determinant for the cross product, ax bar, ay bar, az bar. Just it's very simple. Write ax bar, ay bar, az bar unit vectors. Then write the coefficients of x, y, and z for the first vector. It is minus 6, minus 2.4, 3.6. Then write the coefficients of x, y, and z, ax, ay, and az coefficients for the second vector. It is minus 4, that is ax coefficient, plus 4 ay coefficient, then plus 3 az coefficient. Write it in the determinant form and solve it. You will get the equation for the magnetic force Fm bar. It's a vector Fm bar. Okay, so do that. First you will get it to vector form, then you have to convert it into its magnitude. Solve the determinant here. Note down these steps. Solve the determinant and tell me the equation. So if you solve it, you will get. Anybody getting the equation? What is the equation, students, you are getting? Tell me the equation. For Fm bar, anybody got the equation? So it is Fm bar is equal to minus 21.6 ax bar plus 3.6 ay bar minus 3.6 az bar Newton. Okay, this is the equation for the magnetic force Fm bar. Note down here this equation. Last step. I hope everyone noted here. So it is 33.6, sorry, it is not 3.6, 33.6 minus 21.6 ax bar plus 3.6 ay bar minus 33.6 az bar Newton. Okay. Everyone noted down up till this step, students? Everyone noted down up till this step?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then we have to find the magnitude of this magnetic force Fm. That's the absolute value. It is given by square root of minus 21.6 square plus 3.6 square minus 33.6 square. That is in under the square root. Square the terms and then sum them. That we will get it as 40.1058 newtons. Just cross verify your answers. 40.1058 Newton will be the magnitude of the magnetic force Fm. Then the next one, third part of the problem. What they have asked, both are present. That is E bar and B bar both are present. Then what is the magnitude of the force exerted on the charge? That is the total force exerted by both fields E bar and B bar on the charge is given by F bar is equal to Fe bar plus Fm bar. It is QE bar plus QVB bar. Take Q common, it will be Q into bracket E bar plus V bar B bar. That is equal to QE bar plus QV bar into B bar. Then write it. QV we have already found out. What is the equation for QV in the first part of the problem? 21.6 AX bar minus 6 AY bar plus 12 AZ bar. Write it as it is. Then plus QV bar B bar. This also we have found out. QV bar into B bar here. This is minus 21.6 AX bar plus 3.6 AY bar minus 33.6 AZ bar. Write it. Then sum these two. Add these two vectors. Whenever you are adding two vectors, what is the rule? You have to add x component with x component, y component with y component, and z component with z component. That is the rule for adding the two vectors. Okay. So 21.6 minus 21.6. It will be 0 AX bar minus 6 AY bar plus 3.6 AY bar. It will be minus 2.5 AY bar. Sorry, minus 2.4 AY bar. Then plus 12 AZ bar minus 33.6 AZ bar. It will be minus 21.6 AZ bar Newton. This is the equation for the total force F bar due to both electric and magnetic fields present. Fe and Fm present. Next, find out the magnitude of the total force. The magnitude of the total force exerted is given by absolute value, that is square root of 0 square plus minus 2.4 square plus minus 21.6 square. This comes out to 21.7329 newtons. Just cross verify your answers. Note down up till last step and cross verify your answers. Is it noted down, students? Is it over? Taken? Fine. Note down this example, students. Solve it as homework. Note down the statement of the problem. A point charge q is equal to 18 nanocoulomb has a velocity of, note down, I'll just dictate. A point charge q is equal to 18 nanocoulomb. A point charge q is equal to 18 nanocoulomb has a velocity of 5 into 10 raised to 6 meters per second, 5 into 10 raised to 6 meters per second in the direction AV bar is equal to, the unit vector of the velocity is given, AV bar is equal to 0.6 AX bar, AV bar is equal to 0.6 AX bar plus 0.75 AY bar plus 0.75 AY bar plus 0.3 AZ bar plus 0.3 AZ bar. Okay, they have given the unit vector of the velocity. They are given the magnitude of the velocity and the unit vector of the velocity. Then calculate the magnitude of the force exerted. Calculate the magnitude of the force exerted on the charge by the field. Calculate the magnitude of the force exerted on the charge by the field. Okay, that is first one. If E bar is present, then what is the magnitude of the force exerted on the charge? E bar is given by minus 3 ax bar plus 4 ay bar plus 6 az bar kilovolts per meter. It is note down. So this is into 10 raised to 3. This unit you should not forget it. Okay, if you just skip this kilovolt per meter, your final answer will be wrong. So it is into 10 raised to 3 volt per meter. That is the magnitude of the electric field intensity. Then magnetic flux density, second one, B bar is minus 3 ax bar plus 4 ay bar plus 6 az bar millithesla. This is millithesla. Milli means into 10 raised to how much? Minus 3. 10 raised to minus 3. This you should not forget again, is 10 raised to minus 3 Tesla. So this is minus 3 ax bar into 10 raised to minus 3 plus 4 ay bar into 10 raised to minus 3 plus 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 az bar Tesla. Then third one, if both B bar and E bar both are present or both are acting together, what is the magnitude of the force exerted on the charge? Okay, so this you all take it as homework. I'll just check in the next class what all you have solved. At least try, give a try. Okay. Have you all taken down this numerical, students? Statement of the problem. Did you all take down? Statement you all note down. Solution you try at home. Shall we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Right. So such examples will be asked in examination. Just practice them at once, twice. Try to understand what is the statement. Okay. Then analyze it. Write the given data. Then use the available equations. First, important thing what I told is you have to identify whether the given vectors are in the Cartesian or cylindrical or spherical coordinate system. Accordingly, you have to use the required equations and then solve the numerical. Okay. Next is force on a differential current element. If we are considering a small current element, say I into dl bar, let us say the current element is I into dl bar, then what is the force on the differential current element? The differential force is given by the equation 1. You know the equation of the force, that is df bar is equal to dq v bar into v bar. Df bar is equal to dq v bar into v bar. Okay, that is F equation we know already, right? For the magnetic force it is qv v bar. So here I have written it in terms of the differential force, small force df bar. For the current element it is dq v bar into v bar newtons. Now the current density J can be expressed in terms of velocity of a volume charge density, right? We know that rho v, that is volume charge density, it is current density divided by velocity. The volume charge density rho v, it is J bar divided by v bar, where J bar is the current density, v bar is the velocity. So J bar will be equal to rho v into v bar. Note that here rho v is volume charge density, J bar is the current density, and v bar is the velocity of the charge. So rho v is given by J bar divided by v bar, or J bar is equal to rho v into v bar. Take it as equation 2. The differential element of a charge can be expressed in terms of the volume charge density. We also know the equation, that is rho v is given by charge upon volume. Volume charge density is charge per unit volume. That is dq will be equal to rho v into dv. Rho v is dq by dv or q by v, charge per unit volume. Therefore dq will be equal to rho v into dv. Take it as equation number 3 here. Okay. Substituting value of dq in equation 1. If we substitute this value of dq in the equation 1, what we get? Equation 1 is df bar is equal to dq v bar into b bar newtons. Substitute for dq, that is rho v dv. So in this equation, instead of dq, we'll get rho v dv, that is rho v v bar into b bar dv newtons. Rho v v bar into b bar dv newtons. That is what is next equation. Df bar is equal to rho v dv v bar into b bar. Okay. Next, expressing df in terms of j using equation 2. Let us use equation 2 for j bar and substitute for that in equation for df bar. Equation for j bar in equation 2, let us see what it is. For j bar, it is rho v v bar. Okay. So if we substitute this jv is equal to rho v v bar in this equation for df bar, rho v v bar is what? J bar. Correct. Rho v v bar is j bar. Substitute this for rho v v bar in equation number here df bar. So rho v v bar is j bar into b bar dv. Instead of rho v v bar, just substitute as j bar. That will give us the equation j bar into b bar dv. Take it as equation 4. Now we also know the relationship between the different current elements. That is j bar dv. J bar is the current density with respect to the volume. So j bar dv, this will be equal to k bar. That is the surface current density. K bar is the surface current density with respect to the surface. So k bar into ds, that is equal to the line density, line current density, that is I into, with respect to the length, it is I into dl bar. So all these three will be equal. Okay, remember this relationship. That is j bar current density with respect to the volume into dv. This will be equal to the surface current density k bar with respect to the surface ds. That will also be equal to the line current density I with respect to the line, that is dl bar. Okay, all these three will be equal. This is one of the relationships. Right. Next, force exerted on the surface current density is given by, if we want to find the force exerted on a surface current density, it is given by df bar is equal to k bar into b bar ds. Force exerted on surface current density. Okay, so that is df bar will be equal to k bar into b bar ds. Right, here it is force exerted on a surface current density. Right, force exerted on the surface current density. Force on a surface current density is given by df bar is equal to k bar into b bar ds. K bar into b bar ds. Okay, so that is with respect to the surface here. K bar into b bar ds. Here we have j bar dv, right? Instead of j bar dv, we have to substitute as k bar ds. That's all. J bar dv we are having here in equation 4. Instead of j bar dv, substitute as k bar ds. So that will give us k bar into b bar ds. K bar into b bar ds. Take it as equation number 5. The force exerted on differential current element. Similarly, the force exerted on a current element, differential current element. That's what we are interested at. We are finding the equation for force on a differential current element, that is ideal. On the differential current element ideal, the force exerted on differential current element is given by df is equal to, that is instead of j bar b bar, instead of j bar dv, substitute as ideal bar. Ideal bar instead of j bar dv. So we get ideal bar into b bar. Ideal bar into b bar. Take it as equation number 6. Next, integrating equation 4 over a volume. If we integrate equation 4, this is equation 4 over the volume, then we'll be getting the equation. Integration of df bar is f bar will get total force, right? That is f bar will be equal to the volume integral j bar into b bar dv. This f bar is equal to volume integral j bar into b bar dv. Take it as equation 7. Next, integrating equation 5 over the surface. If we integrate the equation number 5 here, this equation over the surface, then integration of df bar will be total force f bar, that is surface integral k bar into b bar ds. Simple. So f bar is equal to surface integral k bar into b bar ds. Take it as equation 8. Similarly, integrating equation 6 over a closed path. If we integrate this equation, that is df is equal to I dl into b bar over a closed path. It's a closed path. Okay. So if it is a closed path, then integration of df bar will be total force, that is f. Then integration closed integral, line integral. It is line integral. Note that it is not closed surface integral. It's a closed line integral I dl bar into b bar. Okay. That is equation number 9. If conductor is a straight conductor and the field B is uniform, if it is a straight conductor and the field density, flux density B is uniform throughout the conductor, Then integrating equation 6 with respect to length. If we integrate this equation for df with respect to length, what we'll get? Instead of idl, we'll be having il. If we integrate this dl, we'll get it as il, right? So f will be equal to il into b or bil, correct? So f bar will be equal to il bar into b bar or bil. Then the magnitude of the force is given by f is equal to bil sine theta, where theta is the angle between the differential current element idl and the point P, or the point where we are finding the magnitude of the magnetic force due to the differential current element, right? That is, if we consider the angle between the differential current element and the point where we are finding the magnitude of the magnetic force, then by considering that angle, the equation will be modified to f is equal to bil sine theta. Okay, so this is the equation for the force on a differential current element. Fine. So in today's class, students, I hope this derivation is clear here. This is one of the important derivations which may be asked in examination to find the force on a differential current element. Okay. So many times it has been asked in examination. Just practice this derivation, right? So any difficulty in this derivation, students? Any difficulty in this derivation? Any difficulty in this derivation?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So in today's class, students, we have covered the topics on magnetic force, introduction to magnetic force, force exerted on the moving point charge, force exerted on the moving point charge. That is, we got the equation Fe is equal to Q into E, and Fm is equal to QE into B bar. Then the total force is given by F is equal to Fe plus Fm, that is QE plus QVB. Okay. Then we discussed about the Lorentz force equation, that is F is equal to QE plus QVB, Lorentz force equation. Okay. Then we have solved example on the magnitude of force due to E bar, due to B bar, and due to both E bar and B bar present. Due to both E bar and B bar present. Okay. Then next is we have discussed about the force on a differential current element. Okay. So then we have arrived at the final equation for the force on a differential current element as F is equal to IL into B, or it is also given by F is equal to ILB sine theta or BIL sine theta. Okay. So solve the homework problem, students, so that we'll discuss in the next class, right? And then we'll move on to the next, that is force between two differential current elements. That we'll take up in the next class, and with some more examples on the force between two differential current elements. Okay. Any difficulty here, students, in today's discussion? Any difficulty? Prajwal, any difficulty? Prajwal?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Kirti, any problem in understanding? Kirti?
No, sir.
Okay. Tejas? Tejas?
Yes,
Was
yes,
it
sir.
clear today's discussion?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, fine. Jocelino, is it understood today's topics? Jocelino, is it understood? Jocelino? Okay. Okay, students, then we'll continue in the next class with the derivation on force between two differential current elements and the some more examples. Okay. Thank you.